joined on Minnesota Blue Ox Buzz with Tyler Schirmer. And Tyler Schirmer, a teammate also of Glazer, who's from Kearney, Nebraska. How did that transpire?
Glazer had initially been reached out to by Coach Witta, and Glazer had wanted me to come up with him because he didn't want to go by himself, a little scaredy cat. So he'd thrown my name out there. Witta got in contact with me, and both signed a contract, and the rest was history.
Wow. So tell me, what was life like for you growing up in Kearney?
There wasn't a lot of hockey for me and Glazer in Kearney. We got one sheet of ice, and it's shared by everyone who can skate, so it's an hour or two a week at most, and a lot different than Minnesota.
Well, both of you seem to bring a great work ethic and a great team approach. It's part of the success in year two for both of you.
Yeah, for sure.
And what about in terms of the 22-5 record here to date? We're beyond the midway mark here of the season. What's been different about this season compared to last season?
This season, I think top to bottom, we've got a lot more depth and a little bit more leadership. Last year we had almost the exact opposite with 5 vets, and then the rest were all rookies, new guys. This year, pretty much everyone that we needed to come back came back, and we got a few missing pieces that kind of added to our depth.
How do you guys work with that team chemistry? It seems like it's something that's very natural on this team.
Yeah, we honestly, I credit most of it to the boot camp we do at the beginning of the year. It kind of brings us together, starts us at month 2 versus week 2. I would say that's a big thing we push here is team chemistry and camaraderie. It kind of helps and translates on the ice, as you can see, I'm sure.
That's great. It is an explosive team offensively, but also on the penalty kills and specialty units as well. What would you say 1 or 2 of your core strengths would be?
I think just the hard work ethic. I always push. I try to go hard every shift. I'm not going to score a lot of goals. I understand that. But, there's other parts of the game that need to be done so the guys can score goals.
That's great. And, that's the complete full sheet of hockey approach. And that's really a big part, it seems like, of the core culture here of the Blue Ox.
For sure, yeah.
And in terms of the team as a whole, that culture, how would you communicate more about that?
We spend a lot of time together off the ice and obviously on the ice. We're here working out for about an hour and a half, and we're skating for about an hour and a half, and then we've got our team pasta feeds we do. I know a lot of guys like to get together, play board games and stuff, so we try to spend a lot of time together, really get to know each other off the ice. It kind of helps when you're on the ice.
How about a favorite NHL player for you?
I kind of like to watch Brendan Gallagher of the Canadiens. He's a small, feisty guy. He's not afraid to go to the dirty areas, and he plays a lot bigger than he is. And I think that I match that pretty well.
I would say so. You emulate and you kind of create that loose puck or really distract some of those top lines. And those are some things that don't necessarily show up in the score sheet, but I would say that attributes a lot to the success for the Ox.
You need every piece of a team. You need the guys that score. You need the guys that are physical, the guys that block shots, and I think that's what's really pushing us over the edge this year with our 22-5 record.
Terrific. Also, in terms of next year, what do you see yourself doing? What would you like to do in terms of next season?
I'm not really sure just yet. I think a lot of guys are just tunnel vision on playoffs this year. You see what we can do, really make a run, and then kind of go from there.
Well, that's the one thing I've seen this season is it's full throttle.
Yeah.
And the focus isn't so much on personal goals or statistics. It looks like that goal, and it feels like that goal is to finish number 1 in the USPHL.
We want a banner hanging in the rafters that we can all come back to in 5 years and say, yeah, we did that.
Right. How about, was there a moment when you were going through hockey or as a youth that really triggered your interest for hockey?
Honestly, for me, growing up in Kearney, not having a lot of hockey, it was the idea of being somewhere else in the country, playing hockey, living that lifestyle, and kind of just the friendships you make doing that. Because I actually moved out of the house when I was 15, and I loved it so much, so I just kind of kept going from that point.
And this has been a Tyler Schirmer moment on the Minnesota Blue Ox Buzz.